on your weight loss? Wondering what diet plan should you follow? Hi, this is nutritionist Narpita Srija, and today I'm going to discuss a diet plan for you to help you achieve your weight goals. So when people start doing a diet plan, they wonder what to eat, what not to eat. They are so confused about their diet plan. Lot of people start having just soups and salads and sprouts and do crash diets, do keto diets, and then in return mess up with their health and leave a part that they are losing weight they rather lose on your health. So today I'm going to talk about a diet plan which is going to help you in losing weight, in helping you reach your targets. In my previous series you must have seen where I have talked about, in all the weight loss series we have spoken about how to increase your metabolic rate, reasons for stuck weight, or why your weight is plateaued and not moving. I hope you saw the series. If you have not seen those videos, please go and see those weight loss episodes before you start with this particular diet plan. So now today I'm going to discuss a diet plan which can help you reach your health goals. So here is how the diet plan should go. So to make it convenient and to cover almost all the regions, that is the North Indian, South Indian and Konkan region, that is your Western Ghats, I am giving you options accordingly. So as you wake up, I would suggest you to have definitely a glass of warm water. Okay, a glass or two of warm water is also a good idea. Whether to drink, put anything into it, that depends on your particular body. So I would suggest, to be safe, just have 2 glasses of warm water. Then after that, either eat a fruit or have say dry fruits like a couple of almonds, soaked almonds, walnuts or dates or raisins. Now this diet plan is not for diabetics, okay? This we are talking about weight loss people who have no other complications and just they are looking to lose weight. So start your day with a glass of or 2 of warm water, followed by a fruit. It could be also mango, it could be banana, it could be apple. Any seasonal fruit is what I prefer. And if you don't have fruit handy with you, you could do some nuts. Now coming to breakfast. So all those who are in North India, they could do anything like a misi roti, that is besan and wheat roti. You could also do vegetable dalia. Okay, you could also do say a stuffed paratha, but I don't want you to fry the paratha in oil. So preferably just have it non-fried and take it down and put half teaspoon of homemade ghee or homemade makhan. Okay, the white butter. So that's for all the North Indians, because that's what you've grown up eating. So this is going to work with you. Then comes in the Konkan region, or the Western Ghat, Goa or Maharashtra, Gujarat. So you could start your day with the poha or upma, but here we'll tweak it a little, add in lots of vegetables, so at least half cup of vegetables and some peanuts to it, so that we increase the protein value. So if you're just doing upma and it's basically just rava and ghee what you're making with, it's not nutritionally wholesome. So if you add couple of peanuts or chana dal to it, like a futana what we call, and you add veggies, it will become like a wholesome meal which with all the nutrients, not just carbohydrate. Now for South Indian, I would prefer that they could have an idli or a dosa, but then here I don't want you to have a masala dosa in the morning. So plain dosa with green chutney or very little of coconut chutney, that's fine. You could do upma again here. You could do even pesarattu. Okay, the pesarattu is that green dal ka chila, what we say in North India. So it's basically green moong dal which is soaked grind. So you could do pesarattu also for your breakfast. Now coming for midday, that is at least give a gap of 2.5 hours after your breakfast. So if you had your breakfast at 10 o'clock, don't have your mid-meal at 11:30 or 12. Okay, so give a gap of 2.5 hours. So if you've had your breakfast at, like, you're a teacher and you go to school or you're teaching, so if you've had your breakfast at 7:30, then your mid-meal should be by 10 o'clock. So it could be anything. It could be green tea, black tea or black coffee. If you want that caffeine kick and you feel in your work you need to have the caffeine in case you want to, I would say if you can skip that off and instead have coconut water or lime water, that will be better, because that will take care of your hydration and that take care of your electrolytes as well, especially in summers. You could also have maybe 2 squares of dark chocolate, handful of roasted grams, or maybe a fruit here. So whatever is up to your choice, what is available, whatever you like, what do you crave for, based on that you can select any of this as a mid-meal. Now let's come to the lunch part. So I would want you to definitely have a bowl of salad, which could be a small katori of salad, green salad, cucumber salad, lettuce tomato salad. You can check out the lettuce tomato, very interesting salad recipe in one of my YouTube episodes. So any salad, and they should definitely be a homemade curd, because we want a probiotic in the diet. So whether you are in any region, I'm sure North Indians love their dahi. Okay, South Indians love the curd, they want curd in their diet. Similarly, Maharashtrians want curd in their diet, especially in summers. So curd definitely, but again homemade. Please do not buy the ready-made curds, make it at home. So salad for sure, depending on the season, you have to select any 2 or 3 veggies for the salad. So whether it's summer, then cucumber, winters, red carrots are available, then use carrot, lettuce is available in winter. So depending on whatever is available easily. So salad and dahi definitely for lunch. Now coming to what should be your main meal, okay, in the lunch. It could be anywhere between normal roti sabzi, okay, to makki ki roti or bajra bhakri or jawar bhakri or ragi bhakri, based on the kind of food you in a certain region you are. Say if somebody wants to do a bajra bhakri or they want to do a jawar bhakri, North Indian may not like that much. They would probably prefer a makki ki roti, that is especially in this winter weather. So you could do that. Normal roti is also fine. Even rice is fine. Yes, you're wondering rice is fine for weight loss? Yes, it is fine until and unless you're doing it right. Okay, if you're doing it wrong, of course it's not right. Now how do we do the rice? If you're doing rice in a form of biryani or Chinese fried rice, yes, of course it's going to give you a weight gain. But if you're going to do a steamed rice or a light jeera rice, it is not going to do you any harm. Along with that, you have to make sure that you have a substantial amount, that is like at least a cup of vegetables. So it could be any cooked vegetable, bhindi, turai, palak, methi, whatever is in season, and dal or rajma, because you want a protein here. So all those who are from Konkan region and non-vegetarian or Bengal, they could do fish here. Okay, so you could do fish however you like. All those who are vegetarians, they can do lobia, that's chawli, they can do dal, they can do kala chana. So that's good amount of protein you're taking with your rice and along with vegetables, and there's curd and salad which you've already done. So that is definitely going to help you losing weight and keeping you satisfied also. Because a lot of people think, oh, if I'm on a diet, I have to starve myself, I have to punish myself. You know, I should be eating a sukha roti, I should avoid rice, I should miss all my favorite food. No, that's not true. You can lose weight by eating right as well. So only things is you have to take care of what combinations you're eating. So if you're eating rice and roti, yes, not a good idea. If you're going to eat a fruit after your lunch or dinner, no, not a good idea. Though it's a very healthy fruit what you're eating, you're not eating a chocolate or a chocolate ice cream. But no, it's not going to help you. So it basically depends on how and what combinations are you eating. So you could do rice, you could do any normal roti, you could do jawar bhakri, you could do bajra bhakri, you could do nachni bhakri, you could do makki ki roti, depending on whatever you like. But as I told you, along with that, some kind of protein, if it is in a form of fish is fine, in form of dal is fine, and a good well cooked vegetable. But here I am talking about a sabzi, okay, vegetable. I am not talking about shahi paneer made in butter. Okay, I am talking about sabzi as in parwal, that's tindli, or bhindi, or methi, or tamri bhaji, that is your red amaranth. Okay, so depending on the season, make sure that you have a good serving of vegetable. So that's for your lunch. Yes, post lunch, if you crave for a sweet, 2 squares of dark chocolate or dates. Jaggery is one of the best options, especially in North. You get this masala good, you could do that. So stick to these options rather than having a dessert or a fruit post your lunch. Now coming to evening. So usually evening is again another peak hunger time of a lot of people. So I would want you to divide your evening into 2 meals, like evening meals into 2 meals. One could be your chai, because everybody wants a chai or coffee. If you're not a chai coffee person, great. You could also do green tea, you could do lime water, you could do coconut water, or whatever you like, but no fruit juices. Yes, vegetable juices, a very good idea. So here either a tea, coffee, green tea, milk tea, whatever you like, but again reduce your quantity. If you're going to take like a big cup like this of chai, it's almost about 250-300 ml, so make it like 150-200 ml with little sugar. Don't put too much sugar, don't go completely off sugar also, because that also starts making you crave later for a sweet, because a lot of people go off sugar and साथ में they are eating something like a cookie or a rusk because they are finding it tasteless. So might as well add half teaspoon of sugar. That's not going to do you too much damage. And along with that, you could do roasted gram, you could do makhana, you could do cream cracker, you could do puffed rice, you could do sorted sprouts, any of these things along with your chai. And later in the next half, you could do a fruit. That could be watermelon, pineapple, mango, apples, oranges, quinoa. You could do a vegetable juice. I would prefer a vegetable juice for everyone, because that's a fabulous antioxidant. That's going to take care of your hair, skin, immunity. So it's a powerhouse of nutrients. You could also do a vegetable juice in a small fruit after 5 minutes. You could also do a handful of nuts. You could do a couple of seeds like pumpkin, sunflower, melon and flax seeds. So any of these options are healthy. You don't have to stick to one. So today if you've had almonds, tomorrow you could do seed, next day you could do a fruit, next day you could do a makhana, which is again homemade makhana, not the flavored market ones. So that way you'll one have variety in your diet. It's not boring, it's not monotonous, and two, because you're having variety, you're also having variety of nutrients. Say for example nuts. If I'm doing almonds one day, they are good in protein, they are good in omega-3, omega-6. Next day I'm doing dates, okay, or raisins, they are good in iron. Then next day I'm doing seeds, again essential fatty acids. Next day I'm doing a vegetable juice, it's an antioxidant. So keep changing, because that will one add variety, and two, variety in your nutrients. Your body is also getting those nutrients in varied forms, and it is getting the right amount what it is required. So that's for your evening. Now let's go to dinner. Now dinner, I would prefer that you try and do at least 2.5 hours before you sleep. So not necessarily you have to have it at 6:30, because you don't sleep at 8:30, right? So you could do your dinner even around 8, because if you sleep at 10 o'clock, okay? If you sleep like 9:30, then try to have by 7:30. And in dinner you could stick to, if non-vegetarian people could stick to fish, a small amount of chicken, eggs, again very good. So this is one of the protein source what I'm talking about. So there has to be a protein, okay? So it could be in form of dal, it could be in form of homemade paneer, it could be in form of non-vegetarian. So there should be a good substantial amount of protein here. Then we need definitely another serving of vegetables. So it could be cooked vegetable, sorted vegetable. If it's a season of broccoli, mushroom, you could do that. You could also do tossed carrot and beans, or any sabzi, like a cooked sabzi what you had in the afternoon, the leftover of that. And along with that you could do any roti, like a besan roti, again a jawar roti. But in lunch, if you usually take 2, here you take 1, okay? If lunch you take 1, here you do half, okay? Because we don't need really a heavy dinner in the night, because we've been eating and fueling our body throughout the day, and we've been fueling it right. So you're not going to crave for a lot of things. Again, do not mix rice and roti here. If you are a rice eater and you love your rice in the night, you could do that again. But again, the trick what I gave you, make sure that you're having a bowl of veggies, you're having a bowl of dal or a fish, and a bowl of rice. So it should not be like a stir-fried rice or a fried rice and biryani, like a big heap of it. Of course, that will give weight to anybody, right? So if you're having like a portion of steamed rice or a jeera rice, you're topping with a teaspoon of homemade ghee, you're putting in dal on it, or you're having fish, you could go ahead with that. And avoid a sweet post dinner. We've had post lunch, so we can avoid it here. So this is a sample diet plan what I have given you. A lot of you must be wondering that I was probably going to give you a fruit for breakfast and sprouts for lunch and soup for dinner. That's a very crash diet that will deprive you of nutrients, and you believe me, that's not practical. You may do that for a while, but it's not practical. Or if you were expecting a keto diet from me, wherein I would say that cheese and egg for breakfast, and then mutton or chicken for lunch, and then again some cheese in the night. Again, we are doing too much of fat. These things are easily available online, but not healthy. Definitely not healthy. They make you lose lots and lots of nutrients. You're taking a fight with your body. When you're doing a weight loss, you have to understand one thing. This is your body, this is you. So if you fight with your body saying, I'm not giving you potato, I'm not giving you rice, I'm not giving you sugar, I'm not giving you all the good foods what you've been eating all throughout, your body will lose weight, but it's not happy with you. And in return, what the body is going to give you is hair loss, low energy levels, pigmentation, PMS, irritation, and the time you little loosen up, it'll again gain back. So is it really worth it? Because people come to me and they say, oh, you know what? 5 years back, I started with my weight loss journey. Okay, what was your weight? 80 kilos. How did it go? After 3 or 4 months, I came to 72. Wow. And then what happened? By end of the year, I was 85. So you started at 80. You went down to 72, 73, but you bounced back. Why? Because I couldn't continue. And on New Year's, I decided that I will, go off this. But then after 6 months, 8 months, I just couldn't continue because it was not practical, or I was kind of craving and I was depriving myself. So I bounced back. So by the time they restart, the next year starts, they're already 5 kilos up. So they started at 80, but now they're at 85. So same thing keeps happening to them year after year. So because they take a fight with the body. So make your body your friend. Your body is your friend. You need to nourish it right. So if you tell your body, listen, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you right nutrients. I understand that you're on a perimenopausal phase. You need these nutrients, or your liver functions or your deficiencies are not good, or your cravings. So I'll take care. Your body will ask, oh, okay, thank you very much for taking care. What do you want? And then we say, I need a fat loss. Okay, I'll do a fat loss, but don't push in too much. Okay, I'll give you a practical target of 2.5, 3 kilos in a month. That's how you make friends with your body and you lose weight forever. Okay, but if you take a fight with your body, you cannot lose weight. So do not go on any crash diets. Your results will be a little slower, that's fine, but they are permanent. Include exercises, that is at least 30 to 40 minutes, don't overdo them again. Have lots and lots of water, about 12 to 15 glasses of water. Then along with that, make sure that you're sleeping well, you're sleeping 7 to 8 hours, and doing some breathing exercises, relaxation, de-stressing by playing with your kids, gardening or dancing or playing an instrument. These all things together, if done right, is something what we call as holistic health, what you're taking care, and that's how you will see a change in your body, a permanent change. A good change in your body, not just couple of inches gone and then again you put on that weight, right? So I hope you like this video. Do subscribe into my channel for more such series. So we've done with the weight loss series. In case you've missed the previous ones, please go back and see, and don't forget to share and subscribe into my channel.